If your belly feels heavy, swollen, and full of trapped gas by the end of the day, I need you to watch this before you go to bed tonight, because what I'm about to show you doesn't come from a pharmacy. It doesn't cost much, and most people don't know it exists because it starts with the parts of fruit you've been throwing in the trash your whole life. 4 fruit tricks. One night, you could wake up lighter by morning. The first one, you can do it in the next 10 minutes. Everyone knows the apple a day line. What nobody tells you is that cooking the apple is what actually helps a stuck gut. Raw apples can bind things up for some people, especially peeled, or as applesauce, because the insoluble fiber is still tough and the pectin hasn't been unlocked yet. Cook an apple slowly with a little water and cinnamon, and that changes completely. The heat turns the pectin into a soft, gel-like substance that coats the colon wall and helps everything slide through without irritation. You'll know you've released enough of it when the cooked apples take on a shiny, gel-like sheen in the pan. That gel is what lubricates your intestines. It is exactly why stewed apples have been a grandmother's remedy for generations. Cooked apples help in 2 ways at once. The soluble fiber in the gel pulls water into the stool to soften it, while the leftover insoluble fiber adds gentle bulk to push things along. Raw apples can cause gas and bloating in sensitive people because that fiber is still in its tough original form. Cooking breaks it down into something the gut can handle without fighting back. Cinnamon isn't just for flavor either. It helps blunt the blood sugar spike from the sweetness, and it carries compounds that calm inflammation in the digestive tract so your gut can focus on moving waste instead of fighting irritation. A warm bowl before bed gives your body the whole night to put that pectin to work while you rest, making it as easy, and you probably have everything already. Wash about 6 apples and chop them small skin on because the skin holds minerals and polyphenols that reduce inflammation in the gut lining. Drop them in a pot with half a cup of water and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Cover, cook over medium heat for 15 to 30 minutes. Stir occasionally and stop when the pieces are soft and the mixture has that gel-like shine. Eat at least 2 tablespoons warm, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, and let the pectin work overnight. Want more push? Add a tablespoon of raisins for extra sorbitol, which pulls even more water into the bowel. The next one uses a part of a fruit almost everyone rinses straight into the trash. When you cut open a papaya, those small black seeds in the center look like wet pebbles, so most people wash them away. That's a mistake. They're actually one of the most concentrated digestive aids nature makes. They carry papain, an enzyme that breaks down protein with real efficiency. When digestion is sluggish, undigested protein sits in the gut and ferments, and that's the bloating and heaviness that makes you feel like you swallowed a stone. The seeds also carry fiber and compounds that fight off harmful bacteria, which cleans up the environment your good bacteria need to thrive. Less fermentation, less gas, less of that swollen belly by mid-afternoon. They're crunchy with a peppery, almost mustard-like flavor. Chew 7 to 10 right after eating the flesh. Or dry them, grind them into a powder, and use them as seasoning on salads, in dressings, overcooked vegetables, or blend them into a smoothie if the texture isn't for you. Because they're concentrated, moderation matters more here than with most natural remedies. Start with a few seeds and see how you respond before working up to the full 7 to 10. Pregnant women, people with a latex allergy, and anyone on blood thinners should skip them entirely. For everyone else, what used to be garbage becomes a broom for your intestines. If papaya seeds clean up the gut environment, the next fruit goes straight at the stool that's stuck. If you've ever been constipated, someone has told you to eat prunes, and they were right. Prunes pack soluble and insoluble fiber. They contain plant compounds that stimulate the intestinal muscles, and they have more sorbitol than almost any other fruit. Sorbitol is a sugar alcohol that pulls water into the intestines, and that water softens even hard, stubborn stool that's been sitting for days. In head-to-head testing, prunes have outperformed several commercial fiber supplements, and they do it without the harsh cramping chemical laxatives cause. Here's how to make them work even faster, using something already in your spice cabinet. Soak 5 or 6 prunes in a cup of fresh hot ginger tea for 1 to 2 hours before eating. Make the tea by slicing a few thin pieces of ginger root into boiling water and steeping 5 to 10 minutes until it turns light golden. Ginger stimulates the sweeping motion that moves waste through your gut. The warm tea hydrates the prunes so they're softer and easier to eat. And the heat relaxes the digestive muscles so the sorbitol works with less gas. Timing is what makes this deliver by morning. Eat the soaked prunes and drink the rest of the tea about an hour before bed. That gives the sorbitol and ginger time to peak in the early morning hours when your gut is naturally most active. Start with 5 the first night and work up to 6 or 7 once you know how you react. And drink a full glass of water with them too, because fiber needs water to move, and without it, you can end up worse off than you started. The last one sounds the strangest and might become your favorite habit. Almost everyone peels a kiwi, and in doing it, they throw away the most nutritious layer of the fruit. The skin is completely edible, no toxic chemicals at all. It holds 3 times the antioxidants of the flesh, and eating the whole kiwi raises your total nutritional intake by 30 to 50%. For constipation, the real work is the insoluble fiber in that fuzzy skin. It acts like a mechanical brush moving through your intestines, stimulating the walls and helping food pass faster than it would on its own. The skin also carries actinidin, the protein digesting enzyme that made kiwi famous for gut health. So you get the brush and the chemical helper in one bite. Wash the fruit well, scrub it lightly if you like, and bite straight in like a small apple. If the fuzz bothers you, blend the whole thing into a smoothie with a banana. You won't notice it. Golden kiwis are the easier choice if your store carries them. Smoother, thinner skin with even more vitamin C. 2 or 3 whole kiwis in the evening give you mechanical brushing from the fiber and enzyme support from the actinidin. One caution, kiwi skin contains tiny natural crystals that can irritate a sensitive mouth. If you've had calcium oxalate kidney stones, skip the skin and eat only the flesh. Now, a word before you try all 4 at once. These are safe and natural, but don't run all of them on the same night. Your gut needs time to adjust to extra fiber, and adding too much at once can backfire with gas, cramping, or even worse, constipation than you started with. Pick the one that appeals to you most, use it for 2 or 3 nights, and add another only once you know your body handles it well. And water runs through every one of these. Fiber without enough water is a dry sponge. It just sits there and makes you feel heavier. A few small cautions to keep in mind. Cooked apples are high in FODMAP, so they can still bloat people with severe IBS or SIBO. Papaya seeds are strong. Pregnant women, latex allergic people, and anyone on blood thinners should avoid them. Kiwi skin can scratch a sensitive mouth, so if you have a history of calcium oxalate stones, peel instead. And prunes carry a lot of sorbitol sugar. If you're managing blood sugar, start with 3 or 4 and watch how you feel. If you've used these consistently for a week and still see no change, please talk to your healthcare provider. Constipation lasting more than a week, abdominal pain, or blood in your stool are not things to fix with fruit. They can point to something deeper that needs a doctor. For the everyday bloating and sluggish digestion most of us deal with, though, one of these 4 is often all your gut needs to wake up lighter. The best remedies aren't hiding in a pharmacy. They're already in your kitchen. Pick the one that feels easiest tonight, make it the way I showed you, and let me know in the comments tomorrow morning how you feel. And if this helped you, subscribe because I share tips like this every week.